Fellas, my brothers, how y'all doing today? Today we're gonna have a discussion, and it's gonna be one of the more serious discussions I've had on this channel. And it's something I wish was talked about to me more growing up. And it's the fact that there's a direct correlation between your sexual discipline and your financial success. Now, growing up, I was the kid that was trying to knock down as many women as possible, putting my stick in whatever woman would let me put it in her, and pursuing women and seeing it as a badge of honor to be knocking down a lot of women. Now, I can't say that there weren't men that did try to have this conversation with me, whether it was like coaches or mentors that I had, but it was always overshadowed by the amount of people and the amount of entertainment, for whether it's TVs or music, that always talked about it in the other way, whereas knocking down a bunch of women is a good thing, and it's something that every man should be doing, and it's something that makes you cool, and you're gonna be that guy if you can do it, and you're getting praise from other men. So it was overshadowed when it came to the men that were telling me the right thing, and to keep it in my pants, and to be disciplined, and not to spread myself so thin and just be giving it to any woman. Self-discipline is a reflection of your level of self-control as a man. And the thing about self-control and being disciplined in one area of life is gonna bleed into other areas of your life. So if I'm disciplined when it comes to being sexually disciplined, I'm gonna be financially disciplined as well. And it goes the opposite way. If I'm not sexually disciplined, then it's gonna be harder for me to be financially disciplined. So a man that's able to manage and control his impulses when it comes to one area of life is going to be a man that's going to be, it's going to be easier for him to control his impulses in all the other areas of life. And then we have to think about the amount of energy we're wasting when it comes to just pursuing women and, putting our time and energy into women that are not good for us. Now, a good woman is different. A good woman, she's going to be reciprocating energy. She's going to be pouring back into you. So that's a whole separate thing. But I'm just talking about a undisciplined guy that sees it as a badge of honor to be smashing as many women as possible. This guy is wasting his energy. He should be putting his energy into his personal development, working on his body, becoming his best self, working on his business. I look back and I see all the energy I wasted putting it into all these different women, and it brings me some shame, because I know if I was more so focused on developing myself and starting a business and putting my energy into that, instead of trying to start a business but having 6-7 different women in a rotation, all siphoning my energy from me, also the businesses that I was trying to start during those times would have gotten a lot farther, and it would have made me a lot more money. Also, the time I wasted, man, I wasted so much time when it comes to texting these women, calling these women, going to pick them up, spending that time that we actually did having that meaningless sex. All this time could have been reallocated to work and working on my businesses, gaining money, probably could have got a second job with all the time I was spending putting in work, trying to smash as many women as possible. Not thinking, like, when it comes to your time, you need to be making sure you're getting a return on your investment with your time, especially as like a young guy in your teens or in your 20s. This is when you feel like you got all the time in the world. But realistically, this is when you should be putting in the most work with your time. The hoes are going to be there. They're always going to be there. This is the time where you should be being productive, because every hour not spent being productive is an hour wasted. And you'll see the guys who did spend the time being more productive than the other guys, these guys are going to have a lot more money, and these guys are going to be a lot more successful. Also, sexual discipline, guys with sexual discipline, these guys are more focused. These guys think a lot clearer, because these guys, they know how to reduce the distractions. They know how to sit and focus on a project. They understand that they don't have to act on every single impulse they get. And when it comes time to work, it's time to work. They don't let that notification they get on their phone distract you, because if a woman can't distract this man, then this is a dangerous guy. These men understand the power of focusing on long-term goals over instant gratification, because at the end of the day, being more disciplined and focusing on those long-term goals is gonna bring you a lot of wealth. It's going to bring you money. It's going to bring you happiness. It's going to bring you peace at the end of the day. And you're going to have a sense of pride about yourself because, yeah, you could have been like everybody else and been with the drugs and the alcohol and the meaningless sex for all your youth. But you decided, okay, I'm going to be more disciplined than these other guys and watch you be that person to take quantum leaps in life. And people are going to be wondering like, yo, how is he doing all this? It seems like he's making so much progress so fast. And it's literally because you decided to keep your stick in your pants and not be distracted by every single woman that walked past you. And I don't even think we have to talk about the health aspect and the fact that if you are more sexually disciplined, guys that are more sexually disciplined, they tend to be a lot more healthier. And I'm not just talking about from STDs, right? It's because they're not just putting themselves with random women and, you know, raw dogging these women that they shouldn't even be in the same building with, you know, because a lot of these women, they will affect not only your physical health, but your spiritual health as well. If a woman is very promiscuous, she's carrying a bunch of different energies from a bunch of different men. You don't want to be with that woman because those energies are gonna attach themselves to you. And then you don't know why you're doing things that you never did before. It's because you didn't do your background check on this woman. You just got with her because her butt was fat. And, you know, society is going to push you to do these things, to mess with these over promiscuous women. But as men, we got to be smarter than that. We got to be able to control ourselves. If we want to be superior men of understanding, in that top 1% of men, then, hey, we got to learn how to control ourselves. So how does a man do this practically, right? You know, you're going to grow up if you're a young guy or, you know, you're in your 20s, your 30s. Women are going to be around you, right? And I'm not saying don't interact with women at all. But I'm saying be disciplined. Make sure a woman knows when she's getting your time that your time is valuable. It's not to be wasted. And also know you don't have to kiss every woman. You don't have to have sex with every woman that you go out with and spend time with. It's just not going to be necessary all the times. Make sure she checks all those boxes of being a good woman, being somebody that's going to actually pour back into you and not just take from you. So set boundaries, man. Learn how to meditate. That's going to help you, you know, control those impulses. And also learn and, you know, develop some positive habits. Develop some things you can do to fill that time up. Because at the end of the day, I don't mind. It's the devil's playground. I just see myself as a younger guy spending so much time scrolling on Instagram, DMing girls, talking to all these different women, and all that time I could have been developing more positive habits and spending my time in more positive ways. And I know what some guys are going to say. They're going to point out the successful men that talk about sleeping with a bunch of women. And yeah, there's going to be the outliers. I'm not saying that you can't be rich, but I guarantee you a lot of those men that are having a bunch of meaningless sex and, you know, sleeping with women that aren't their wives, I can guarantee you if they weren't doing that, these men would be a lot healthier. They would, their minds would be a lot clearer. They would have more peace in their lives, because success isn't always just about money. Success is a lot more than money, but we do, as men, we need to be able to acquire resources to be able to provide for our families. So money is a thing, and it's a tool that we can use, but it's not the end all be all for success. If it was, we wouldn't have CEOs self-deleting themselves and jumping off buildings and all that crazy stuff, right? So we can't always look at someone that does something, that does drugs or does alcohol a lot, and, you know, they're still successful, because at the end of the day, it's more than about that. At the end of the day, we want true fulfillment, and that's going to come from family, doing purposeful work, and delaying gratification. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, love y'all. I'm out.